Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Alright, so we're going to be opening up today's episode by talking to this dead drow. So we'll recast and talk to dead spell.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Ned Sierranis of the Absolute.
The corpse remains silent. It doesn't understand the question.
Moonrise Towers. Initiation. No. Scouting. Found druids.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Well, we learned a little bit of information there. Like hearing about that tower for the first time. So these are some notes from Halsin, one of the key characters.
Time to track him down and see what he knows.
Forget Halsin. Only a Githyanki Crash holds our cure.
So you'll notice that there's a Mind Flayer parasite specimen here that we can steal. We're actually not going to steal it and risk getting caught. The thievery thing, sometimes, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it doesn't work properly. Like you'll be sneaking, nobody can see you, and then steal something, and then I suppose they hear you. That's what the game said in a loading tip, is that sometimes even when you can't be seen, they'll hear you, but I just don't understand when they hear you picking something up. And how do you know when they can hear you or not? I don't know. It just seems like you get caught too easily sometimes when stealing. I'm not saying never do it, because it's kind of based on the sleight of hand skill as well. And you can get away with it sometimes, but I just don't feel like having to reload or anything like that. Save it and reload in case we do get caught, because we do not want to be fighting people here. So this marked out this recipe. I don't know if we've taken a look at our recipes in a while. Been a couple episodes, and see if there's anything we can make. Yeah, we can go and extract that. And looks like that is all. I'll try and dip in there regularly. Make any potions that we can. Alright, so we're done here with the druids for now. There's a few things we can do here that I'd forgotten about, which are important for Shadowheart.
Darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Harp and wild. You recall stories of an alliance between druids and the harpers, but the details are vague. The towers seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. You recognize the mark of the dark goddess Shar on the broken helmet. This army marched in her name.
So many dead. Sent to the Night Singer's embrace.
Moonrise must be a reference to Shar's divine sister, Saluna.
Okay, so yeah, we just wanted to get that quick cutscene. Gonna bring it up a little bit later. Alright, so we're gonna go to the one area that I skipped last episode, because there's a combat section there, and we just didn't have time to engage in it. And that is right up here. Now we can go over here, and I suppose we'll do this. Normally this takes a really long time. This is a bard. She's singing this song, and this is like a really long cutscene. It's a nice song and all. It's like a 5-minute scene here And that's not including the time talking to her, just her singing. It was like a really long scene. Again, not a bad song or anything. It's just it seemed really long. Probably not the best for Let's Play. So now given the actions we take here, might not let her sing that song though. Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's have a chat with her.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smiles and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change. No. Become. It sounded like a cat being strangled. God damn it! Violence doesn't fix everything, you know. Music can help in ways a silly blade can't. Besides, I'm not doing this for me. This is for the people we lost on the way here. It's important.
What did you do? My teacher gave me that, and she's dead! You bastard! I wanted to write a song for her, and you ruined it! You ruined everything!
So yeah, you can be such a terrible person in this game. It's awful. So she won't be singing that song anymore. Now the other way to go about doing that is to help her write the song. Obviously we did not do that. So this is a hat that would it's largely for bards. So we'll probably sell it though, keeping some magical items for one of the companion characters is useful, where they'll need to I don't want to spoil too much, but you should keep some magical items basically that you don't care about and aren't going to sell. Usually what I do is I keep like items that aren't worth very much and also don't have benefits that I need. So you can hear some singing over here, kind of light tune, and a child down there at the water line. And so let's see what's going on over here in this secluded cove with Merkin.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Shh. Listen.
A sweet melody plays above the waves, beckoning you, drowning out all logical thought. The suffocating yearning suddenly fades as the spell breaks. You are free.
No, it's just a bit of water. I only want to listen. Just a little closer.
Okay, so we've got some half-naked harpies here. I don't know, I might cut that last part of that scene out, so you might not have seen that simply because it had a closer view of the harpy's chest, and trying to avoid the nudity in this series. We can also block it. I don't know if it would block these characters though. I'm not entirely sure how that'd work. But yeah, I suppose we could turn it off in the options, but I had just planned to not include any of the cutscenes, or just kind of take the hit on those ones when we did have a cutscene that had any nudity. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with that one just yet. But basically, we got the harpies here that are singing these songs. So we resisted it, and I think that was because of the option we took in the cutscene there. Shadowheart has not completely resisted it. She has to deal with it every turn, but Lizelle and Will have been lured. And so basically what's happening is just one of the harpies is singing, and in this case it's this one here. And so if you can break its concentration, then you'll get control of your characters back. But when they're lured, they'll start making their way towards the harpy, and once they get up close, the harpy can do a devastating attack to them that they normally wouldn't be able to do unless they're being lured. They can hit them like a couple extra times here. So you can see Will and Lysel have already kind of made their way over there, and we don't have control of them. So yeah, we need to break her concentration by hitting her. Well, luckily our bear is not affected by this.
Come on.
I guess that's one advantage of having these spawns here. So I think what we'll end up doing is perhaps just the ensnaring strike. I'd like to get up here though before we do.
Light on my feet.
So we'll have this height advantage, or at least we'll be at equal height, so we won't get any penalties here. So let's try this out. It's still disadvantaged because we're outside of our normal range here. All right, I don't think there's any way for us to get close enough. It's just barely outside of the range. Yeah, that's a shame. Could have got a little bit closer here, but then you would have had the penalty from being below her. All right, so let's just hope we hit. All right, so we did. Concentration is broken, so we get control of our characters again. Excellent. And we do have access to our bonus action still. All right. I don't know if there's anything we actually want to do here. Besides this, I suppose we do the Hunter's Mark. That makes sense. And yeah, we'll do it on this one. Should have did that first, though, of course. It's too late now. Alright, so let's go and end our turn. They'll get to act, and then eventually get Shadowheart. Shadowheart's turn. So there's 4 Harpies total. And generally once one stops singing, the other will start. So we actually want to change that reaction to be under our control. You almost always want to take it, but sometimes you don't. And so you want to make sure that you have the reactions under your control. Like this one here, you could say not to be asked about it. It doesn't really take that long to just confirm. Yeah, this one here you almost always want to do, but sometimes you don't want to take the reaction because you want to use it to, smack somebody who's going to move away from you or whatever. All right, so let's go ahead and move. Let's see how we want to do this. Can we get her up here? We cannot get her up there. All right, so we'll go up here then. Although range might be an issue, though it looks like that Harpy's already dead. Yeah, I think if we moved over here, range would be an issue. So let's go here. And hopefully we'll be able to hit this Harpy here. As we're going to strike at her with the guiding bolt. Although, you know what? We should probably do the bless here since we have everybody within our range. I think that would be good. And we can cast it at a level 2 to get everybody blessed. So let's go ahead and do that, because that gives you an extra slot. And then you can bless the whole group. There we go. So yeah, we're going to bless everybody. That'll be helpful. And then she still has her bonus action, but not much to do here, so let's go ahead and turn. And then the imp, let's move over towards this Harpy since we can actually reach that one. Smack it around a little bit. So that's the one we need to attack with our main character. Also, we got a bear. See how we want to do this. Probably want to make use of the dash so that we can move a bit further and then attack this one over here. Oh, that's right. That dash was his action, but we would have been able to move over here anyways. We could have probably used the jump to reach, maybe to reach this Harpy, but yeah, we'll just go over here for the next turn. Move really slow through the water here, so actually we weren't even to get all the way. We weren't able to get all the way over to her. Alright, so she's going after Shadowheart. Alright, so we wouldn't be able to move away without getting struck here, and we can't do any ranged attacks, so we kind of have to attack this character here. I'll do a little bit of damage. And yeah, there's not really anything we need to do here. We could throw her off balance. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Might as well. And so yeah, she'll be dead in one more hit. And unfortunately, we'll have to use Lysel for that one more hit. Okay. And I suppose what we'll do, can we get over to this one here? Looks like we can. Maybe not. So unfortunately, when it's computing, you know, whether we can get over there or not, it's not adding in the fact that it takes double movement, you know, going through the water here. Okay, so we could use our action surge to be able to just shoot with the bow, but I prefer to get the 2 melee hits in this case, so we will not. We'll send our turn here. Kid's gonna try and get out of here. He can't disengage, so they can't be smacked. Alright, so we're back to the main character's turn here. And the Harpy that we had marked is already dead. So let's use it on this one here, who's nice and close. So remember that Hunter's Mark does additional damage if we strike at that one. So yeah, let's go ahead and shoot at her. 95% chance of hitting. It was a critical miss. That's great. Oh Lord. Somebody said that it reminded them they're having like horrible memories from XCOM. And was everybody lured? No. Looks like Shadowheart again resisted it. Luckily. So yeah, you want to focus on attacking that one there, but we're at this disadvantage because we have her close. So we're going to have to strike her. I don't know that we have any... Oh, we do have a melee one. So yeah, let's use the inflict wounds. Let's do a lot of damage to her. Well, could have done a lot of damage to her, but did not. Alright, so unfortunately... Well, you know what? These spawns we have might be able to do the trick here. So let's go ahead and attack her. Unfortunately, did not break the concentration there with the imp. Maybe the bear can do it if it can reach. And the bear couldn't do it either. Missed. Alright, so that's unfortunate. That means we're going to lose both Lysel and Will's turn here. But luckily we dodged that. So it looks like Will was able to resist the song this time. Lysel was not able to. But he missed. Alright, so yeah, just missing a lot. Again, this has been my experience with this Let's Play so far, is that I've just had horrible luck. Like, this is generally not how the games go for me. I don't often miss. Or nowhere near as much as we have been missing. Which is very strange. You know what, we'll do the Ensnaring Strike here. Alright, so still got 6 health remaining here.
What is this?
Alright, so it looks like Lysel is freed now.
Head, Harpy.
Is anybody currently being lured? No. Alright, so let's finish up this Harpy here, I think. Yeah, let's get the Harpy finished up. Let's use the... Let's see how we want to do this. Firebolt probably wouldn't kill. So instead we'll use the Guiding Bolt. I mean, we're clearly going to have to do a long rest here. So might as well use the rest of our slots. And nobody's been hit yet. I mean, I guess Lysel has that 2 damage. But for the most part, nobody's really been getting hit. So we're doing pretty good. Despite all the misses. This bear has such a low chance of hitting here. Alright, broke the concentration there. Excellent. Yeah, and there's only 1 Harpy remaining at this point. And so Will, I don't know if he'll be able to hit, but I'd like to use this Eldritch Blast because we haven't been able to use it yet. Alright, so it did 4 damage there. And I guess Lysel should be able to finish this up. She can't get there with the melee weapon. I suppose it depends on if she can hit with the bow or not. 65% chance. So we hit, but only did a little bit of damage there. Alright, so maybe our avatar character can wrap it up. Since she does not have much health here. Hopefully that'll be it with a 95% chance. There we go. Alright, so because we protected the child, we got an inspiration for Will.
Are they gone?
They're gone. Now there's just Mole.
She'll be so mad. I didn't get the gold from the nest. I got to go.
Wait, you should meet Mole. She'll be grateful you helped me. Find a boy called Donny. Tell him you want to see the dragon's lair.
Okay, so Mole kind of running these
Moving in.
tiefling children. Really the ones that don't seem to have parents.
Here. I hope.
Parents died on the road or whatever. Oh, I'm trying to loot this one. So there's a Harpy's nest that we'll have to make liberal use of our jump in order to get to. But has some good loot there. So yeah, we'll get all these Harpies looted. Is that all of them? Are they all in the same area? Yeah, they're all in the same area here. Alright, so there might be something up here, I don't recall. We can look real quick. Seeing something selecting there, but this is not where the nest is. The nest is over that way. Just a pile of bones here. There's a dagger there. I think there might be a decent dagger out here that we might want to grab for Astarion. Oops, wrong button there. Meant to see if there's any items over here. We got this wooden chest. So 50 gold, but that is not the main loot there. Again, you just kind of gotta explore. You'll miss a lot in this game. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff I've missed. Despite trying to keep my eye out for things, I have found things. Each time I play, I find things that I had missed. So let's go ahead and get jumped up here, and this is where the Harpy's nest is. And so in here, we'll find this ring of color spray. This is an item we'll want to keep, again, for that character who needs the magical items. And then a little note here you guys can read if you desire. And I thought there was something else here. Apparently not. There's a journal here. I could swear there's a little bit more here. Maybe I'm remembering for early access. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. They've changed so much from the early access. Like, while the Act 1 is largely the same, there's some differences. It's just like little things that have been changed. So yeah, it is. It's not what I feel like. They're exaggerating a little bit when they said that about a third of Act 1 is stuff that wasn't in the early access. I don't think that's exactly accurate. I don't think there's anything up here. We want to go up this way, 'cause I believe there's something over here. Yeah, they said like a third of the stuff in Act 1 is new. I don't think that that's accurate. Seems like a bit of an exaggeration to me. But yeah, there is some new stuff. And you add up all the small things. So I get some gold here, and the polished dagger, that's what we wanted. I knew there was something up here. It's just a regular old bottle here. And nothing in these bones. Alright, so yeah, that's the one combat section over here. And I think we're done in the grove. I suppose we could go talk to that Maul character, because she gives us a quest that we're going to be completing anyways. And I guess we also need to talk to the parents here to tell them that their child is dead, because they don't even know yet.
What about him?
Unless you have news of Arabella, I don't want to hear it.
Corker did... What?
No! No! That snake! That... Ah!
Not easy news to deliver there. But what our goal here is to actually create conflict between the tieflings and the druids, because we want them to fight. All right, so this is the character we need to talk to. Again, he's back out, so we can get access to this concealed hatch here.
Watching his hands, you realize he's miming opening something.
Got to keep watch, but it's so bright and noisy here. Want to be back in the hideout.
He nods, then reaches for a concealed hatch.
Alright, so now we'll have access to it so we can talk to them all. So this is where all the children hang out. And also, there's a way across here. So this is the ritual action. And increases our jump 3 times. So we'll be able to get across here and loot that fire amber and this gold. You see the shoe's also able to make it. You know, we might have been able to jump, and I don't know if our strength would have been enough. You can see that Lizelle can jump it without using that ability. But yeah, when you use that, look at how far we can jump, guys. It is ridiculous. Now, we still take fall damage. But yeah, we can jump like stupidly far. So it's pretty cool. Ability here. And somebody had mentioned that the Githyanki should have dark vision, and I looked it up, and that is true. Githyanki are supposed to have dark vision, but they don't. And as the viewer was thinking, and I agree with them, this is probably to balance things out. This is that thief stash that that little girl's corpse told us about. But we'll be able to loot that a bit later. But yeah, I think it was trying to balance the races out a bit.
To put my hands on everything.
Because, the Githyanki they already have a lot of bonuses. And some races are just so much weaker. Like the humans, for instance, just come across as really, really weak in general, which is who I'm playing as in my campaign. Yeah, this is who we're trying to talk to. Or no, that's Mattis. We're looking for Maul. I wonder why she's running from us. We need to talk to her, actually. I'm curious if we can ask her about stealing from us.
House, you get everywhere, don't you?
Oh, nope, cannot. Alright, so we're looking for Maul. There's children running all over the place.
For discussion.
Well, look who's come to visit. My kids say you've been busy since you got here. Mercon says you got him out of a tight spot with some harpies. Gotta say, I'm impressed. And we're happy to be helped. Now, what can I do for you? Making sure we're ready to leave when the time comes. I do, as a matter of fact. Revenge. The bastards that killed Arabella. She was a precious little thing. Like a sister to me. I want to steal that big, shiny idol they're all chanting at. Sure. When we sell it in the city, I'll make sure you get your cut. The important thing is to get it away from them. That ritual's gonna get us all killed. And we can sell it once we get to the city. Might be worth enough to pay a priest to bring Arabella back. Be careful. They look as brittle as old bark. But they're vicious. Anything else?
Alright, so yeah, she gave us a mission to steal that idol, which is exactly what we're going to want to do, guys. As if we steal that idol... I don't know if she actually has anything that we want to purchase here. Doesn't look like it. We're just going to trade with her. And I did forget to equip the Hell Rider's Pride. We bought that and then we didn't equip it, so that was foolish of me. That should have been given to Shadowheart. She didn't heal anybody though, so it's not like she would have made use of it there. But yeah, we can go ahead and sell our wares here. I don't think there's anything we have that we didn't put in wares that we might want to get rid of. We could sell one of those waters. I always keep the one water because I don't know if I ever am going to need it. This hyena ear also needs to be put in our alchemy pouch because that's an alchemy item. So yeah, we'll put that in there. Now, one thing
You've been a friend to us.
I haven't looked at yet
Have to make some new rings.
is the coloring of clothes. So many of the merchants will have dye, and you can color your clothes, which is a really cool aspect of the game. You can color anything. Armor, clothes, it doesn't really matter the material, leather or metal. You can color anything. And so yeah, it's just nice that you can change the look of them, of your clothes, and thus you're not really committed to wearing something that maybe you don't like the color of. We've all had to wear some pink clothing in a game. Maybe you didn't want to have on your character, but it was the best item. I'm thinking like Mass Effect here, the first one. There's that magic ring. I guess this is not a magic ring, so we can go ahead and sell it. Where's the add to wares? Can we not add this to the wares? Yeah, because I'm not seeing an option to add to wares. Huh. You put it on, but it doesn't actually do any magic. All her stuff is junk. It doesn't actually do anything. Also, we didn't loot this. Oops. We need to lockpick it. Yeah, we'll go and get this lockpicked. Hopefully we'll succeed here. There we go. Beautiful. And it had 2 gold, so definitely worth our time doing. We'll get this thief's tools as well. Alright, so I think we're done here. I mean, given there's a lot of other stuff we could do, a lot of different people to talk to. But in the interest of time, I think we're done here. Now, we could go ahead and start that fight with the druids and the tieflings just by seizing this here. So if you take that, then that's all you need. Once that's been taken, they will attempt to kill everybody here. But it's not the time yet, guys. It's not the time. So let me just sort this by type. Also, I find that it's easier to do that and keep that character alive that steals it by being able to turn invisible, either through a spell or a potion. So yeah, we're not going to want to do that just yet. We will wait until a bit later in the game. So yeah, we're ready to leave this location. Been here for a couple episodes now. And in fact, we need to do a long rest.
Nozelle, how would you punish someone who wronged you?
Wrong me how?
Oh, say, murder or theft?
Killing is good. It culls the weak. But theft would be paid for painfully, 1,000 times over.
Good to know.
Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and do a long rest. So it's been a while since we've done long rest. It looks like everybody has something to talk about. Maybe they all have the same thing they want to talk about. Well, everybody but Gale. You know, I had speculated that maybe we could talk to our companion in camp. That's clearly not the case. Some other people in the comments speculated that maybe it's only at certain points in the game that you talk to your animal companion. Like scripted moments. Perhaps. I don't know. Because again, Larian said that you had like a relationship that grows with your companion animal, and so it just would make you think that you'd be able to talk to him at some point, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it works. So we'll talk with Lizelle first, since she's going to be our best friend and really our romance interest as well, since we are both Gith.
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous,
All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears. Yes. Rocky bodies named after a false goddess. Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crash. Clear. Only, my entire clutch battled beholders within the eye of the sky's tunnels. We infiltrated a Neogi spelljammer and laid waste to its crew. The tears span Toral's sky. There is more to the realm than this grassy pebble, Ken. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
You know, I've been thinking, reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. When we find the druid, will he know how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over? Why not? You've been to the Hells and back, survived the crash, survived everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for. Yes, we're more similar than I thought. I was leagues away. I just need to get some air, clear my head. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Sleep tight.
So you may have seen a video I recently uploaded to the channel regarding Astarion, which is regarding his secret, his not so secret, and all the different ways to deal with the character when that secret is revealed. So maybe check that out if you're interested, or maybe wait, if you're just kind of sticking with this series here, maybe wait until we get to that point in the game, and then you can see all the different options we could have gone with that.
The leader of the pack comes to chat. What's on your mind? You must be pleased to have a clear path forward. The sooner we find the druid house in, the better. I can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head. The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
Wise. Though, I hope you'd miss me after I'm gone. I think I would if the positions were reversed. But you're right. If we're to make it through all this, there can be no room for hesitation. You're doing well.
It's a beautiful night. I think I'll stay up to enjoy it while I still can. Rest well.
Okay, so last one. Well, I guess we'll talk to Gale. Though it doesn't seem like he has anything unique to say, but we'll see. We'll talk to Will first, which I suppose we got a lot to talk about with him because this is the first time we've had him in our camp.
A tingle runs through your head and down to your feet.
Ah, there it is. That shiver. Our little brainworms have made fast friends, it would seem. How do you feel? Surprising is just the word, isn't it? Before the Illithid's unscheduled surgery, I'd felled hundreds of beasts and a fair few fiends. The tadpoles weakened me, suppressed greater talents, but beyond that, I've showed no signs of turning. No nausea, no pain, not even a hot flash. Indeed, perhaps the worm's vat was poisoned. Perhaps we're uncommonly fit. Or perhaps the tadpoles are merely on holiday. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next. And that answer is plain as the horns on a war devil's head. We get these things out. Let's get some rest. Dawn comes sooner than we think.
I should speak up.
I've known a few warlocks in my time. Talented, of course, though sometimes too eager to listen to the devils on their shoulders. Comes with the territory, unfortunately.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling. Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it, and she was planning to return. One of the archdevils Ariel's own, chaos incarnate, a devil with pure fire for a heart. I made my way to Avernus to stop her. She fled from my reach, even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit. I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing. A powerful friend with a keen interest in privacy. I'm sworn to say no more. All right. What else is on your mind? My father once said, "One does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call." So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after. Tell that to the boy shivering over his mother's ravaged corpse. It makes me angry to think about it still. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade, and so I heeded. It was an even bloodier day, and a stronger foe. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days. By all means. What else is on your mind? Damn her to every hell. Feeding a precious child to a serpent. She might still be alive if we'd spoken up. You turn a blind eye to this outrage. You're vicious as Korga. Her sort of evil is more terrible than most. She worships sheer cruelty and dares to call it justice.
Actually, you know what? We will go ahead and have him wait in the camp.
Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready, and just...
As you guys can see, we're not really compatible with him. We're just going to be losing opinion with him. But yeah, he's also... I don't know. Like, I like his character, and the story that he goes on is pretty interesting, at least as far as I've gotten in the game. But I find that maybe it's just the warlocks, that they're not exactly the most powerful caster. The limited slots that hits them pretty hard. Now they have that really good cantrip, but yeah, I don't know. I just find the wizards and the sorcerers to be a little bit more powerful than the warlocks, just through my experience thus far in the game. And I think we're going to bring Astarion with us. Yeah, we'll bring Astarion with us. But as you guys seen with Gale, they all do have something unique to say about Will, so we'll go ahead and have a chat real quick with them about that.
Be wary of false promises. The missing druid, Halsin, was it? He may be talented, but only a Githyanki Zathis can cleanse an embedded tadpole. I have a confession. I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland. Skvar, which makes you all the more tempting. You've proven me wrong at every turn. You are efficient, dominant, courageous. I swear, you would tear the horns off one dragon for plunging into another. You've gained my respect, and more still, my yearning. When I come near, your odor alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end. Good. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later, but I want it all the same. Do you? Yes. Perhaps one night soon, I will come to your bunk and take what is mine. Until that night comes, I shall keep enjoying your scent.
Okay, so we're moving along with the Lysel romance. It's much quicker with her than with other characters, if you can get that opinion up, which again, the opinion can be difficult to get up with Lysel. You know, we're making all the right choices that we've been doing, then you can see we can get it up pretty quick. We've already got her at a pretty good position. She's at 36. I think it goes up to 100. And we got 17 for Shadowheart. Now the negative clearly doesn't go as far, I don't think. Because 0 is like right around here. I think it's right here. So, yeah, it clearly doesn't go all the way to negative 100. Maybe negative 50 or something. But yeah, it does go into negative. And if it gets far enough down, then they'll leave you. They also leave you if you make certain decisions. But yeah, very interesting. The differences with Lysel's, all her dialogue is so much different when we're playing as the Githyanki. One of the changes from early access is that Lysel used to not care if you were with other people, if you were romancing another character, and some people say that she still doesn't, and other ones don't. But that was not the experience I had in my campaign where I'm romancing Shadowheart. And Lysel was talking about being like used goods, and she didn't want sloppy seconds, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. Some people were saying they're romancing all their companions, so maybe it just comes along a little bit later. But yeah, that same dialogue option came up, and when I said it, she was talking about me already being passed around the camp or something like that. So I'm only romancing one person. It is difficult to stay out of romances, though, I have found. Like Gel with my character is really trying hard, and I've made it very clear multiple times I'm not interested, but he's not getting the hint. It seems like in this game it's more difficult to not romance characters than it is to romance them. They really want you to be engaging in those romances. It's more difficult to just keep that friendly relationship. But yeah, we'll go ahead and talk to, she might have something else to say, 'cause she never said anything about Will here.
Yes, kin. Speak.
Yes. Who knows? Drow? Mind flayers? Death? Hopefully not ours. But maybe answers, if we can convince the right people to talk. Darling, I thought you'd never ask. Lead on.
Something the matter? What can I say? They were eye-catching. Consider me an art lover.
Okay, so we need to level up Astarion, and then we're going to go to sleep. And we might have the first romance scene with Lysel. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on that one just yet, guys. I'm not so much worried about being demonetized. because this series isn't even all that popular in the first place. But yeah, sometimes you can get in a bit more trouble for posting certain things on YouTube and get like strikes on your channel. And that's more what I'm concerned about than anything else, is getting into kind of a more long-term trouble with YouTube for posting nudity. I don't know how it works. I know that we did it one time before, and we got in a little bit of trouble. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, it was a little bit of a warning from YouTube about posting nudity, and it was from in a game. We posted nudity in a game, and so that's what got me hesitant, because last time they'd given us a little warning about it. Now this was many years ago, but yeah, they do kind of throw a fit about the nudity, so I'm a little worried about that. We might have to like maybe just show part of the scene, and then I'll have to cut out the rest or something, guys. I don't know, because I just don't want to get hit with any strikes or anything like that. So we are going to go ahead and select Thief for our rogue here, Astarion. Assassin seems like a very, very viable option as well. That ambush. I haven't played with an assassin. Yeah, it seems like with the ambush, that could be very helpful. And also this, restoring your action and bonus actions. Many times when you do a sneak attack, when you start combat, you will no longer have the action you used to do the sneak attack. It's still worth doing, because obviously you get the bonus, to the damage that you're doing. Well, you get the advantage bonus. But yeah, it does result in you not being able to take an action for your first turn in combat. So, they're surprised for their first turn, so they won't get to take an action either. But it definitely feels like having this extra action would be super helpful if you do use a lot of stealth, which is typically what I use Astarion for. He opens up combat for me. I'll sneak around certain places. It's really important to do some sneaking around and cut down on the numbers. And so going with Assassin seems like it could be incredibly viable. But at the same time, this fast hands with the additional bonus action is so useful. I really like it. I am tempted to try this one out. Then they get this bonus too. So yeah, it just seems like it'd be super useful for any kind of sneaking around and doing the surprise attacks that the rogue specializes in. I wish you could multi-class into 2 subclasses. That would be nice. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and just do the Thief, since I'm familiar with it. And I find that additional bonus action to be so useful for Astarion. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, guys. And also reducing the damage from jumping or falling or whatever. That's helpful too, especially if you like climb around in like high areas with your rogue character, as I often find myself doing. So yeah, let's go ahead and sleep, and I guess we'll see if we have any storyline events, any romance events here, and I'll include what I can, guys. And we do need to figure out what we want to use here. I wonder why these aren't stacking. Okay, we'll just use one of those for the full rest.
I've come to sate you and be sated. I lead, you follow. So you think. Let's see if you're right. You are a child of Gith. You train relentlessly. You know your body inside and out. It is time you knew mine.
You awake in pain. Your back, your hands, even your tongue ache.
It's time to rise. Dawn is upon us. Of course, I'm as extraordinary a lover as I am a warrior. You are a fit specimen yourself, kin. Fit enough to wield a silver sword of your own, should Vlaakith be so generous.
Every breath, every blink proves exhausting.
Alright, so I included what I could there. I actually tried turning off, here in the settings, I tried turning off both the show genitals and the show cinematic nudity here. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough for me to show some of the stuff, because with the genitals thing, they just cover it up with basically something that looks a lot like their skin color. It's green, and so YouTube could still interpret it. It was like the same color as their skin color, so it could still be interpreted as nudity by YouTube. And then for not showing the cinematic scene, they just cut it, like it's just gone. It's not even part of it. So you guys didn't even miss that because the scene was gone. Because I'm guessing they can't. They can't censor that. It's a, it's a sex scene, so there's really no way for them to have that in there. So they just completely remove that part of it. Honestly, I've always found romance scenes to be a little silly in gaming. They come across as kind of awkward and weird. So that's always going to be the case. It's kind of a strange part of a video game, I suppose. But what I will say is that Larian's done a better job with them than BioWare has ever done. They're not as weird or as awkward, and part of that is the full nudity, because with BioWare they'd have them like in their underwear and stuff, and that seemed kind of strange. So it's not as badly done as the BioWare ones, but it's still a video game, so they're gonna be kind of weird. And I was wondering if we were gonna have an interaction coming up here. I guess we'll see. It was when I played in my campaign. As soon as I went up this ladder here, we had a cutscene happen, and I don't know if it was because of where I was at on the map or because of where I was at in time. So I guess we'll see if it happens. And this was something that happened in early access in your camp, rather than just firing off in the world.
My, what manner of place is this? A path to redemption? Or a road to damnation? Hard to say, for your journey is just beginning.
What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps.
The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that? Love. Was that? They do know how to write them in Cormier, don't they? Well met. I am Raphael. Very much at your service. Why, I never. You're paranoid, aren't you? Must be the surroundings. Rather bleak and lonesome. One feels so exposed. This quaint little scene is decidedly too middle of nowhere for my tastes. Come. There, middle of somewhere. Tut, tut. No need for that crude cutlery of yours. As you can see, I'm amply provisioned. This is the House of Hope, where the tired come to rest and the famished come to feed lavishly. Go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last. Are you not entertained? Well, far be it from me to disappoint. What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain. My, aren't you a nervous one? I assure you I'm here to help, not harm. Consider your predicament. 1 skull, 2 tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all, like that. And what is madness but a denial of reality? Still, I have a feeling you'll change your mind before it's changed for you. Try to cure yourself, shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's when you'll come knocking on my door. Hope. Such a tease. Ah, yes, the tongue. Yet another piece of pleasurable anatomy you'll soon have to do without. All those pretty little symptoms, sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't manifested yet, have they? One might say you're a paragon of luck. I'll be there when it runs out.
So that's Raphael. And again, in early access, he always showed up at your camp. Whenever we do go back to camp, every member of our party will have something unique to say about his visits. Some of them have a very interesting perspective. I'm not entirely sure how he plays into the larger story because I just haven't got far enough yet. I am at the point where I'm basically done with the first act and able to move over to the second act. But I'm still experiencing stuff that's mostly was in the early access. This is the guidance silver pendant that we really needed.
The sigil of the Harpers. Odd for their kind to misplace this.
And so this will be helpful. We're going to put it on Lizelle for now, since we bring her with us the most often, since she's our companion and now our lover. And so we'll put it on her. I don't know if we'll keep that on her, but for now, that's again really useful to have. We should get a perception check here. Yeah. Yeah, it means that we don't always have to have a Shadow Heart with us in order to get that bonus. And yeah, we'll likely bring Lizelle with us all the time. Generally, that's what I do whenever I play these type of games, is if I have somebody I'm romancing. Especially in a game where, you know, you can get the opinion up from the different events that are happening. You want to get that opinion high, you got to bring a character with you often. And so yeah, I generally bring whoever I'm romancing with me for most of the time, unless I know it's like something I'm going to do is going to upset them. And in that case, obviously, you wouldn't want to bring them with you. But yeah, let's go ahead and activate this rocky crevice, and then that'll be the last thing we do in today's episode.
At the back of the crevice lies a bag enfolded in the chitinous squabbling of spiders. A shiny gold coin pokes from its mouth.
Actually, you know what? I don't think we casted any of our spells yet, including the talk to animals. I don't know if you can talk to the spiders here. But let's activate this, and then also all the other stuff. We need to do that.
What to do?
So we'll do Lizelle's astral knowledge, and we'll be wandering around in this day, so it makes sense to do the one for perception, wisdom. I generally do that on times that I'm gonna be running around and need the perception checks or the bonus for those. And then on other times, especially when we're gonna have a lot of combats, I do the strength ones that she'll do better. Any checks on athletics? I don't think he has anything he needs to activate, but of course Shadowheart does. We've got that one spell. Let me just see if there's anything else, though. I don't think so. I did forget to reclass her when we were in camp. We were supposed to do that. I meant to do it. It would have been helpful. But for now, we'll just do this. And boost all of our health. And then we'll go ahead and activate this again. I don't know if we'll be able to talk to the spiders or not. We'll see.
At the back of the crevice lies a bag enfolded in the chitinous squabbling. The creatures clutch the pouch possessively. You have no doubt a spider egg is nestled within. Your voice draws their attention. They are suspicious, then curious, and finally at peace. One by one, the spiders retreat to the rear of the crevice, lulled by your murmurs. You stash the bag. Something clinks among the coins.
So you can't double stack the guidance bonus. So even if you have, characters, multiple characters that have that ability, you can't double stack it. So let's go ahead and interact with that pouch that we just found. Here it is. Alright, so we got the gold in here. And then this here is a spider egg sack. It says it's a bonus action. I'm not entirely sure how you use this or when you use it. I've tried to use it in a combat, like to throw it or something. I thought maybe a spider would hatch out of it, but was not able to. Multiple times I've tried in combat, and yeah, it didn't work. So I'm not entirely sure how it works. Maybe it's something with the storyline that we haven't gotten to just yet. And we did put those on. Yeah, we put those on her, and this is supposed to be going on Astarion. So let's go and place that on him now. I don't know if there's any other items. Doesn't look like it. Oh, we do have that blade. Yes, that's right. We wanted to, now that he's been leveled up, we can go ahead and give him a second weapon. So this one here is a light weapon, so he can keep that equipped, but I don't think we have anything else that he can use, so he'll be using this polished dagger. Yeah, we could certainly get better weapons here for him. Because yeah, you can equip any light weapons. Well, that'll have to work for now. We should give him a few of these. It would help if we used him a bit more. He's better. His sleight of hand is significantly better, actually. He's another one that I could see reclassing, not so much for the class, but to change his base abilities. I don't think that the game gives him the best setup from the start. So he's another one that could be used, could use some reclassing. It's not that important. It's only a few adjustments we'd make. But yeah, something to consider. Alright guys, so unfortunately, we are going to have to end today's episode here. So we'll just end at this location. And just moving along in the game world, this is what we've uncovered so far. So you can see we have the quest for Will to hunt down Karlach. There's where the Githyanki patrol is. That's actually not, I mean the patrol is on the map, but the creche is not. And then there's the house in at the goblin camp. And this is the swamp where we'll find Auntie Ethel. So a lot of things to do still on this map. Hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.